Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by. Today, we are reviewing the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer and Blush. So if you're as excited as I am to see exactly what these look like on the skin and how they perform, and what the packaging looks like, because I thought they were going to be the same size and they're not, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Okay, so as I said, this is the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. This one is in the shade Macchiato. And the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush. This one is in the shade Coral Berry, because I love me some berry tones. And it's kind of a mauve-y type tone, so I thought it would be kind of a one shade for every look sort of blush. For some reason though, I was expecting this blush to be like this size pan. I thought they were the same size. Was that just me? Not sure. Either way, I got both of these from Sephora's website. First, the Freestyle Cream Bronzer. This was $32 and it comes in 7 shades. It's really, really good for a bronzer. Fenty is the brand for inclusivity. I feel like they kind of paved the way whenever it comes to inclusivity and shade ranges. So kudos to you, Fenty. Then the description for the product says what it is. A light as air, non-greasy cream bronzer that effortlessly melts into skin for a natural looking bronze or soft contour. In a range of no fuss shades for all skin tones. What else you need to know? This bronzer delivers a natural looking bronze in a range of sheer buildable shades designed for all. Sheer buildable, huh? Easy to blend and impossible to overdo, this light as air, sweat, and water resistant formula melts into skin without disturbing makeup to bronze, define, or contour with its range of undertones. Okay, nice. I'm kind of afraid of the sheer call out along with the impossible to overdo call out because I like a really bronzy bronze look. But I won't judge too much yet, just in case. And then the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush. If I end up liking this one, I know I will get more of these because there's actually a lot of different shades. Let's see. There's 10 shades of this blush. At least on Sephora's website, there's 10. These are $20 each. And the description for the blushes are a light as air, non-greasy cream blush that instantly melts into skin for a wash of color and a natural looking flush in 10 easy to use sheer shades. Okay, so 10. And sheer again. What else do you need to know? This blush is easy to use and impossible to overdo in a lineup of shades designed to enhance every complexion with a youthful glow. Created by Rihanna, these shades are sheer, buildable, and melt into skin. The sweat and water resistant formula smooths over skin without feeling sticky or greasy. So pretty much the same description as the bronzers. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, something else that I'm going to be reviewing in this video that I didn't really want to review on its own is the Patrick Ta Major Brow Shaping Wax. I'm really excited about this. This was 22 bucks. And it came in clear or tinted. I got the clear one because I just wanted some like brow soap, you know? So I could get that brow soap look. Kind of trendy, thought I'd jump on that trend. And just thought I'd let you know and show you what that looks like in the end. But let's get some bronze to the skin. First I need some foundation. I'm feeling a little eye heavy since I have so much going on the eyes and nothing on the face. So I'm just going to use my Anastasia Luminous Foundation along with my Jeffree Star X Morphe JS1 brush. That makes sense. It's the first step. Foundation is applied and blended out. I also went ahead and concealed. I used my Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer Pen. Now, let's get down to business. First, I'm gonna bronze. Let's see what this component looks like. Oh, it looks just like the Killawatt highlighter and the powder bronzer. Pretty much the same thing, except it says cream across the front of it in like graffiti font. So it's kind of cute. And if we open her up, she looks just like the powder bronzer component, except I can see the little bubbles in it like it's a cream. So let's find a brush, shall we? I've been enjoying bronzing with this e.l.f. Stipple Brush lately. It's actually a really good bronzing brush. And I guess let's just go in and see what it's like. Actually, I want to swatch it first. Whoa, it's very silky, very soft. Oh, very wet. Very, very wet. I don't want to waste any, so I'm just going to apply this up here. I think that's going to be a good bronzer shade, I believe. Picks up pretty well with the stippling brush. And let's just stipple it on and see what happens. Very, very sheer. If you guys have been here for any amount of time, you know that I typically go in with a cream bronzer and then I go in with a powder bronzer over it to add more definition. Except normally I don't really need too much powder bronzer because I usually use the Huda Tantour bronzer, which is super, super pigmented, like really over the top pigmented. And I'll admit, sometimes I don't want that extreme of a bronze or a contour. It's always gotten me there very quickly. And in the field of cream bronzers, it definitely does its job. The Fenty matchsticks is also a really great tool for bronzing and contouring. I usually mix up a couple of different colors from the matchsticks to make a bronzy tone, and it ties in with the contour tone as well. But that also gets very extreme very quickly. So I appreciate and understand that this product is meant to be sheer, and that is what I'm noticing, is that it starts very, very sheer. Because upon the first application, you could barely even see it. And then upon second application, it's building up nicely. I mean, you can see that it's adding warmth to the skin. It still leaves the luminosity that the skin has, the foundation has. It's a really pretty finish, thus far anyway. Okay, so far, initial first impressions. Gotta say that it's definitely more of a bronzer than it is a contour. At least in the tone that I got, with it being so sheer and buildable, exactly like it says. It is definitely more of a bronzer than a contour. It can add dimension to the face because it is a deeper shade than your skin tone. But I would say if I wanted more of a contour, I should go with a deeper shade. Now, with that being said, the finish of this formula is stunning. This looks so natural and skin-like, and I love that. I can go in with my finger if I want to just really build up and concentrate the product. Then I can go in with the brush if I want to blend out the edges of it and spread it even further than what I just laid it down at. Then I can go in with a sponge and take it even further and blend it out even more. I just really like how versatile it is with how I can use it. And I love the fact that once I'm done blending it and using it, I can just set my face. And then that's it. And I'm done using the product completely. So, thus far, I really like it. For a bronzer. Now for a contour, I do need to go a little bit deeper than this. So I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Matchstick. This is in the shade Truffle. And I'm just going to take this here and here. And also here and here. Okay, so that's it for the bronzer. Now it's time to go in to the Cheeks Out Freestyle Blush. Again, this one is in the shade Cool Berry. And based on how it looked online, it should match just about any look. For me, at least. Because it's one of those mauve-y, neutral-ish type tones. It's got a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, and a little bit of peach in it. So it could lean any direction, I'm hoping. This looks like it's the same component as a mini Freestyle highlighter, which is very disappointing to me for 20 bucks. But it is a cream blush, and usually those spread pretty far. So let's see. I'm just going to take the Morphe E8 brush. This is usually actually what I use for a powder contour. And let's just take some of this blush and apply it to the cheek. Normally with cream blushes, I just go in with my finger and pat them in and then blend them in the rest of the way with a sponge, brush, whatever I'm using, typically to blend out my contour and bronzer with, because I like blending in my blush with my contour and bronzer so that it kind of just ties in everywhere. But for the sake of review and trying these products out, I'm going to use the brush first. And I'll just apply it over here first and blend it downward. Find the apple of my cheek. There we go. And then blend it upward. Very soft so far. It's actually really pretty. Yeah, that is really, really pretty. Let's see if we can build it up. Yes, we can build it up. And it doesn't look too crazy, which the color really can't get too crazy because it can only get, you know, that crazy. It looks like it has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it doesn't take away from the luminosity that my skin has, but it also doesn't add any kind of sparkle or shine. Now let's see what happens if I use my finger and apply it. That's much more diffused than the brush side, like a lot more diffused. I actually prefer that a lot more. It looks like it just kind of melted in a little bit better, but the pigmentation is not quite as much as this side, so I'm going to build it up a little bit more. Once I'm done, of course, I will go in with my sponge or my brush and just kind of blend everything in even more, make sure that they actually match on both sides, because right now, this side is much more diffused than the other side, that's for sure. Well, I would say I have built up this side probably a little much, looking a little blushy over there, but it's still pretty. I could see owning many blushes of this formula. I really quite like this because it's just luminous enough to still look like skin. I think that's why I like it so much. Let's blend that out some. Oh yeah, that was perfect. That is so beautiful. It's nice and soft and radiant looking. Yeah, I like this a lot. I feel like if you had oily skin, it might be a little too shiny because I'm very shiny right now. I am very shiny. Now perhaps once I set my face with powder, maybe it won't be so shiny. You know what? Actually, let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera and set my face with my Jeffree Star Cosmetics Magic Star setting powder and also my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in 2 medium. That way we can see what the formula of both products look like after they're set with powder. Because right now I would say it's beautiful. Really great for dry or normal skin. Oily, not so much. Let's see if that changes with powder. See you in just a second. Okay, face is powdered and this is what we're left with. I'm still luminous, which I forgot that I use a luminous foundation. So pretty much anything that I put on top of it, except for something that specifically says mattifying, is gonna still be luminous because I'm building it on top of each other. But because it was cream products, everything looks so beautiful and glowy and natural, and I'm loving it because of that. I really love the way this looks. I'm not nearly as bronzy as I normally am when I use cream bronzer, which I am really heavy-handed whenever it comes to doing that, but it just goes to show that whenever they claim that you can't overdo it with this, you can't overdo it with this. So I would say for the mass majority of people that either don't know how to contour or are afraid of it or both, and also all of the people who like more of just everyday bronze rather than like a studio setting bronze like I normally do, this is perfect. And for the blush, it adds just that beautiful glowy tone to the skin rather than being like a really pigmented over the top colorful blush. on my cheeks right now, I can see that mauve-y tone that I have going up. You wouldn't be able to tell it just by looking at me that I'm wearing a blush. It just looks like my skin has a natural mauve-y tone to it. So these are definitely more on the natural side of things, and I kind of like them for that. Anyway, before I give my complete final thoughts on them, I'm going to go ahead and finish my makeup. First, I want to use the Patrick Ta Major Brow product. I'm so excited for this. Let's see what it says on the back. Maximize the shape of your brows with this innovative defining wax. Strong yet flexible. A few upward strokes of this formula tames and sets even the most stubborn brows into a perfectly pushed up, feathered, and full look. Directions. Activate the formula with a drop of setting mist or water. Brush a spoolie or a firm brush into the pan to pick up a small amount of wax and brush through clean brows in an upward-outward motion. Shape as desired. Okay, so I need water or a setting spray or whatever. Here's what the little component looks like. It feels really, really light. Really cheap. It does feel really cheap. That's a bummer. Especially because it costs $22. And this is just a wax. So I would imagine this probably maybe costs $4 or $5 to make. Maybe. Probably not even that much. And it's $22. I can't even get it open! Oh, there we go. Okay. Whew. And that's what it looks like. Just a little clear wax. It's really, really hard. It is definitely a hard wax. It smells like soap. Okay, let me clean my brows out first. I'm just gonna use a makeup wipe because I have quite a bit of powder and probably some foundation in them. And probably some eyeshadow and some eyeshadow base. You know, everything I've put on my face is probably in my brows right now. Okay, they're clean, I believe. Let me brush them out just to be sure. Yeah, I think we're good. I really need to put color in them though. Maybe I have to do that afterward? I don't know. I'll have to see how it works with other products. But it said I needed to have them clean for now, so they're clean. And it just said to use setting mist or water. This used to be Smashbox Photo Finish Centering Citrus Primer Water. Now it's just water. I use it to actually spray my hair so I can lay down any flyaways. So we do a little bit of water. Okay, there's just a little bit right on top. And then I guess I just scratch into it and take some up onto the spoolie. Nothing. I'm scratching. Am I doing something wrong here? I see that the spoolie has some kind of coating on it. Oh, I should have cleaned out the spoolie too. Let's just see if I can brush through. Oh yeah, it's coming off. Okay. Let me run it through, I guess, first. Make sure I get all the little hairs soaked and then spin them upward, I guess. I'm also gonna brush them through the opposite direction so that they get as much lift as possible and as much product as possible. Well, is that it? Are they lifted and gonna stay? They are very lifted. Wow. I like that very much. It's like a texturizer for your brows. You know, I don't know that I've ever had this much control over my brows. They are literally doing exactly what I tell them to do. And they're not moving back. Where I put them, they are staying. I do kind of wish I would have gotten the tinted one now though. I thought that it was gonna be kind of one of those things where it was just like a finishing product, like ending your brows. But I definitely think it is the only thing you would need if you got the tinted one. Because my brows are exactly where I want them. They just don't have enough pigment in them. And you know, it's mainly at the ends. I feel like if I wasn't wearing any makeup, I could use this product by itself and my brows would be perfect. They would be exactly how I wanted them to be. But I feel like I still had some concealer or powder or foundation or all of the above mixed in with that in my brows. And I feel like it maybe liquefied those products and tinted my brows toward my skin tone color. So I'm gonna try to go in with my Benefit Brow Blade, the ink stain side real quick, and see if I can add in that definition that I lost by not having pigment. Alright, so moral of that story is make sure that your brows have literally nothing in them before you go in with the Patrick Ta For Brows Major Brow. Got it. Got it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and finish off the rest of my makeup. And once I do, I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts on the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer and Cream Blush. So I will see you in just a second. We are now back with the full face of makeup completely done. Finished off my eyes, threw on a lip, and we're all put together, finally. Now, what do I think of the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer and Blush? I mostly love them. Mostly. The blush, for sure, 100% love all the way. I love a buildable blush. I prefer it to start light and let me build as I go rather than just be crazy pigmented all at once. I don't really like that, and I'm really excited to build my collection of these because there is an orange one that I am so excited to get because I love a like Miami Heat type glow whenever it comes to blushes. I'm really excited to get that one, but I'm also excited to get more. Like there's a bright pink one that I'm excited to use, mainly for the fact of knowing that they're gonna be sheer at first and I can build them up and make them even more pigmented if I want them to be, or leave them sheer if I want. I could even mix them. I could do the orange and get that like Miami Heat glow, like I said, then add on the bright pink for a pop of pink color mixed in with the bright orange. I digress. The point is that I love the cream blush and I'm excited to get more of them and use them. And would hands down recommend them because I love the formula. Now, the bronzer. Bronzer is one of my favorite products, just period, in general. I feel like for this bronzer, I might not be drawn to it as much while I'm recording because it is such a subtle, natural, sheer bronzer. This is gonna be something that I use more on the daily, like in everyday outside life, rather than in the studio, because in the studio, I need something a little more punchy because the definition of a bronzer isn't as apparent in the studio because I have so many lights shining on me. You can see this, and you can see that there's some definition. It's a lot more obvious in person, but that's kind of the point whenever it comes to in the studio and the studio lighting. It really just kind of outshines a lot of stuff, so it makes it hard to see. See, if I were to turn off or turn down these lights, I'll show you. You'll see. You can kind of see the bronzer even more and the blush even more. Ooh, that highlight though. Ooh. You can also see the luminescence that my skin still has, even though I set it with powder. But that just goes to show the point, being that this bronzer is gonna be great on an everyday level, and I would recommend it on an everyday level because it looks like skin. It gives that healthy luminosity that skin has without being too overbearing or too mattifying. However, if you want something that's going to be more of a contour and something that gives you really extreme definition, I wouldn't recommend this for that. This is strictly a light bronzer. That's it. So take that for what you will. You know, that's just my opinion on what I could use it for. I do think it's something that I'm going to incorporate into everyday makeup, like I said, because it is a really pretty tone and it does give me some nice warmth to the skin, and I do really love it. So that's my opinion on the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer and Blush. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, if you saw the cream blushes, which one is your favorite? I'm curious which one you guys think is the best. I want to know the most popular for you guys. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up because it does let me know that you liked this video, but it also lets others know and YouTube that you like this video, and it really helps me out. I hope you guys know that. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this, and that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.